we're gonna start. Yeah, we're gonna start with the class for today. The topic for today is akusala and kusala kamapatha and akusala and kusala chitta. My name is in the chaya is Jangamachita Yana Vivata Mahinta Sankamita Tamapala Teravata Palapoti Pantita. My word, as usual, name is Jungdisani. Okay, so now we're gonna start with the pay respect to the Buddha first. มหาอภิวาทะพุทธวจนะจตุราสีติธรรมขันธาสหัสสานิวีสติอริยมรรคะวีสติสามัญญพละเอกานิพพานะขิปปาพิญญาโดยเฉียบพลันในประวัติการนี้เทินโยโวอานันทมยาธัมโมจวินโยจเตสิโตปัญญาโตโสมะมาจเยนะสัทธาโยโวอานันทมยาธัมโมจวินโยจเทสิโตปัญญาโตโสมะมาจเยนะสัทธาโยโวอานันทมยาธัมโมจวินโยจเทสิโตปัญญาโตโสมะมาจเยนะสัทธาพุทธวจนะจตุราสีติธรรมขันธาสหัสสานิคือปรมัตถอนุตตรสัมมาสัมโพธิสมณะโคตมะปัญญาธิกะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะมหาอภิวาทะปรมัตถอนุตตรสัมมาสัมโพธิปัญญาธิกะทรงบำเพ็ญมหาปารมี20อสงไขยกำไรแสนกับทรงพบปรมัตถอนุตตรสัมมาสัมโพธิ512,028 ปัญญาธิกะพุทธะด้วยเสียงกล้าวนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะมหาอภิวาทะปรมัตถอนุตตรสัมมาสัมโพธิสัทธาธิกะทรงบำเพ็ญมหาปารมี40อสงไขยกำไรแสนกับทรงพบปรมัตถอนุตตรสัมมาสัมโพธิ1,24,055 ศรัทธาธิกะพุทธะด้วยเสียงกล้าวนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะมหาอภิวาทะปรมัตถอนุตตรสัมมาสัมโพธิวิริยาธิกะทรงบำเพ็ญมหาปารมี80อสงไขยกำไรแสนกับทรงพบปรมัตถอนุตตรสัมมาสัมโพธิ2,48,109 วิริยาธิกะพุทธะด้วยเสียงกล้าว and the next is the important person that make this class happen. We go to respect อาจารย์สุชาติปิฎกธรรมจริยะเถรวาทพละโพธิ84,000 ธรรมขันธสุชาตินาครวีสติอริยมรรคะวีสติสามัญญาภละเอกานิพพานะขิปปาพิญญาโดยเฉียบพลันในประวัติการนี้เถิด and the other two important person is the first is ท่านอังคคุณะอริยธรรมโสตปันนะ she is a former president to have to make all the watta and vivatta around the world and the other person is ท่านพัชรธรรมะโพธิธรรมะโสตปันนะ she is taking care in the Vesali Vivatta so we pay respect to her to both of them Supatipanno 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 okay so today sorry today is usually we would like you to remind about the date not in as a whole language we would like you to remind about the Jantalakati. So today is the Jatu-Kalapakasa, Chethamasasa. This is a month that used in the Buddhist way. And in the year, we would like you to know about two types of year, about Mahaputtha Parinippan. we count as 2,568. And the other one is Maha Puttha Shayanti. It means about 2,614. Do you understand about the Maha Puttha Parinipan and Maha Puttha Shayanti? Is anybody here? Okay. Lekha. Do you know? I'm sorry if I pronounced the wrong, the name is wrong. Rekha Koshe, right? Do you hear me? Hello? And Kita.
We can hear you.
Yeah. My question is, do you know about the Mahaputtha Parinipan and Mahaputtha Shayanti? Do understand that?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you explain to me, please? About Mahaputtha Mahaparinipan.
No.
No, okay. Because this is very important because this is only one country that used Mahaputtha Parinipan as the year that we count. Is only in Thailand. And the year is we count from the year that start with the date that Buddha Parinipan. So we call Mahaputtha Parinipan. It's count about 2,568 years ago. Okay. And the other one is Puttha Shayanti. Puttha Shayanti is the year that we count start from the year that Buddha enlightenment. So it's much more than Puttha Parinipan, about 45 years, because Buddha, after enlightenment and teach all the Puttha Savaka about 45 years. So it's count about 2,614. So we call this year for Mahaputtha Shayanti. So this Mahaputtha Shayanti, so we count from the start with the year that Buddha enlightenment. Okay. So this is 2 years that we should understand when we say about Puttha Mahaparinipan or Puttha Shayanti. Okay. So next is we got the important note that every time that we teach, we try to remind everybody that if the Dhamma that provide in this presentation is simple and not complex, is not profound, but people must study in a depth according to the Dhamma teaching. People must continuously study Buddha Dhamma, not adhere to the translation of the word about Dhamma from birth until death, because it will lead them to the Mahatapa Niraya, because it is caused by Mishatiti. A wrong will not follow the Buddha teaching. And if any Dhamma or the expansion Dhamma contain provide contrast or conflict with the Dhamma 84,000 Dhamma Kantha, please refer to the Dhamma 84,000 Dhamma Kantha only. Okay, this is our contract that every time in this present, if perhaps you is not correct with the 84,000 Dhamma Kantha, we have to go back to Buddha teaching. Okay. Okay, today I would like to talk about the 7 things that is hard to find. This is like everything that we think it's not hard to find. The first is that being born as a human, being extremely difficult to find in terms of Makati words. They call Tulapanja Manusatang. So do you believe that when we born as a human, is it difficult or easy? What do you think about this? Yeah. Let me see. What is your idea? Sankamita. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you think about is it difficult to be a human?
Huh. This is things that are hard to find.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
And you believe, right? And what is your reason that you think it's hard to be a human? How to be born to be human? Because in the world we see only the animals and human, right?
yeah.
But when we learn, we study Osika from the Buddha teaching, we can explain why how to born to be human is very difficult. Can you, Sangamita?
Yes, yeah, because whatever we are doing, karma, kushala karma, our birth depends upon it. If we did kushal karma, then only we can born as a human. Otherwise, we can otherwise in other bhumis.
Yeah. Okay, good. So it means that if you don't do the bunya, right, we cannot go to be born to be as a human, right? Okay. So I will explain more about why it's difficult that being born as a human is difficult to find. Okay. The first one. Okay. So we go to the next slide. Let's see. Yeah. We explain that when we look at the ovary, right? Female ovary at the birth, every woman have only eggs about 1 to 2 million eggs. Is a lot, right? But when grown up, it's reduced the number to 300 to 500 during the lifetime. So it means in each month we have 1 egg to mature, right? As we have the menstruation. This is from the female, right? This is the ovary that have an ovum to the place for the human to born, right? But when we look at the male, human can born is only the sperm and eggs go together, right? Mixed together. And we say when we see at the sperm, we found that in each ejaculation is about 39 to 928 million cells. So in each one sperm, it means 1 person, right? So it means you have to fight with at least average about 500 millions of sperm when you come for 1 ejaculation. So it means you have a lot of friends, right? They come with you and you have to fight with them to compete to go to only 1 egg of mother of female, right? That is make it difficult, right? Because you have to fight with, you think, people around the world, about 82 billion, right? But you have to fight in each time to come to when the male ejaculation is about 500 millions, right? A lot of people. So, but in each one, not only 1 time that have ejaculation that can have a baby, right? So it means it's very, very difficult to fight with all the people that to go to sperm and fight it, compete it to go to the ovum, to eggs, right? To be from fertilization to be a human. This is how difficult one thinks. And the other things when we study in the Sikhaya, so we know that we have in Kama Vajara Bhumi, we have 11 Bhumi. We have Abhaya Bhumi 4, we have Manusa and Teva 6, right? So totally is 11 Bhumi to born in Kama Vajara that have Panjakhan, no? And you can see that it's only human that have only one rupa. But for others, example of Abhaya Bhumi that have Niraya Bhumi have 8 main naraka. And also a small division of each main have 448. So it means that if you miss and go to a Bhumi, you can have 456 rupa. This is only naraka, right? And Peta, they have 12 or 21 rupas. And also Asulakaya, they have 3 rupas. And the animals that we can see, they have 4 groups, big groups. The group 1 is no legs. We have a lot, right? 2 legs, 4 legs, and multiple legs. This is have infinity rupas. So you can see, and for Toteva, it have only 6 rupa. From Jatu Mahalashika, Tavatingsa, Yama, Dusita, Nimadrati, and Paranimita Vasavati. It means they have only 6 rupa. And you can see Manusa, we have only 1 rupa. So it means you have to compete with all this. If you miss this one, it means that if you already born and as Sankmita said, if you born as a human, but when you born, after that you never meet the Buddha Dhamma or you don't do Kusala, so it means you don't have any rupa left, Manusa rupa left, right? So it means you don't have Manusa rupa. You will go to Abhaya Bhumi 4, which have many rupa. So that's why it's difficult to be a human, because when you already born and you don't Sikhaya, so it means you don't have any Manusa rupa left. So you have only Abhaya Bhumi 4 left, like, so you have at least Naraka 456 rupa, Peta 12 or 21 rupas, Asurakaya 3 rupa, and especially for Tilashana, you have infinity rupa, because when you do some papa, whatever you do the papa, it's become go to Abhaya Bhumi 4, all of these totally. You see, you have a lot of rupa instead of Manusa rupa. Okay, that's why we can say that it's difficult to find a human. Okay, this is a support of the first one. And as Sangrita answered that, what is it? Only the Buddhist people have a chance to born as a human because of kusala or punya that create a manusa rupa. Okay. This is explained that I already said about we have to fight because of in each time human cannot born only one time of ejaculation rate, because it's sometimes many times. It means it's difficult to be a human, have a chance to be a human. Okay. This is about the place that we talk about the Naraka, right? As we have 8 big hole They are the main naraka. The first is Sanchiva naraka. The second is Kalasutta naraka. The third is Sankhata naraka. The fourth is Proluva naraka. The fifth is Mahaloluva naraka. The sixth is Tapa naraka. And the seventh is Mahatapa naraka. This is the seven is because of Vishatiti. If you don't know about the Buddha Dhamma and don't believe what the Buddha teaching, is we go to the Mahatapa naraka. Is on the 7. And the last one is Aveji Mahanaraka. This is the person that don't know anything about the Buddha teaching. So we go to Aveji, right? This is for example, that if we don't sikaya, we cannot go to be human. And we will go to Naraka, Peta, Asurakaya, and Tirashana. Okay. And when we go to there, it's difficult, it's hard to go back because they live long, much more than human, right? In Sanchivanarok, they have their age about 500 years, which equal to 9 million years of human. Kalasutta is age about 1,000 years. It's equal to 3 gold and 6 million years of human. This is show that when you go, we miss to be human, we go to Naraka, you live long, really long. It's hard to go back to be a human again. Okay. This is the name of the place that about Apaya Bhumi, right? Naraka, Peta, Asurakaya, and Tirashana. Okay. Okay, this is the name. If you would like to know that, I will send this and you can read it all about the type of each one of Apaya Bhumi. There's also a Tirashana. When they don't have the legs, we call Apata Tirashana. You can see, right? Fish, snake that has no legs, right? And about the Twipata Tirashana is about 2 legs. You can see, right? Hens, birds, ducks, right? And Jatupata Tirashana is mean the animal that have 4 legs. Dogs, cat, cow, right? And also the last one is Pahupata Tirashana, is the animal that have more than 4 legs. And all insects, right? Spider, ants, and many things that. And when it's become the Tirashana, it's go all along the way with 4 groups, not only one type, but it's become all of this. Okay, that's why it's very dangerous for us if we don't know what the Buddha teaching. Okay, this is an example of the Tirashana. And the second things that is difficult to find is about the arising of the Paramattha Anuttara Samma Sampoti. Right? It's hard to have the Buddha enlightenment, right? So when you study Sikaya, we know that Buddha have the 3 types of parami practice, as we say Namo Tassa, right? Sankapita, do you remember how many types that Buddha practice to be a parami practice?
I don't remember.
Okay.
10 paramita, 10 parami, 10 parami.
10 parami. Okay, so with the types of parami that Buddha practice to be the Buddha, they have 3 types. Do you remember about Namo Tassa, right?
Yes.
The first one is Panyatika.
Yes, Saddhadika and Viryadika Buddha.
Yeah, good. So that is the 3 types of Buddha. That's why Buddha have to spend a lot of time. No, not Bodhisattva, not I said the wrong word. We have to say Bodhisattva have to spend a long time to become a Buddha, right? And we can see this. For Panyatika, Samana Kotama, our Buddha now, they have spent 20 asankhaya and 100,000 kappa, right? So it is a long time. And you can see that they have to have like, you have to think that in mind that we want to be the Buddha, right? About the 7 asankhaya and have to meet Buddha at least 125,000 Buddha. So it takes a long time, right? And not only thinking about to be the Buddha, they have to speak out loud, right? We call Vati Panithan and Niyata Bodhisatta. It spent about 9 asankhaya and met Buddha about 387,000 Buddha. This is for only the Panyatika. But if they practice as a Satthatika, it's the double from the Panyatika. So they have to spend for Mano Panithan. They spend about 14 asankhaya and met Buddha about 250,000 Buddha. And for Viriyatika, it's the double of Satthatika. It's about 80 asankhaya. It means when they practice about Mano Panithan, it means only think, then say the words. It's about 28 asankhaya and have to meet Buddha about 500,000 Buddha. And for the Vati Panithan, it's only the Bodhisatta that don't have any payagon or confirmed by Buddha yet. It says for the Panyatika, they spend about 9 asankhaya and met for Buddha 387,000 Buddha. And also for Satthatika, spend about 18 asankhaya and met the Buddha about 724,000 Buddha. For Viriyatika, practice about the Vati Panithan is 36 asankhaya and met Buddha about 1,548,000 Buddha. This is not payagon by Buddha yet. But after that, after they met the Buddha and was payagon, is confirmed by Buddha that they will become Buddha Jao, right? So they spend about, for Panyatika, they spend about 4 asankhaya and met 13 Buddha. This we call Niyata Bodhisatta. It means after confirmed by Buddha, we call Niyata Bodhisatta. And for Satthatika, they spend 8 asankhaya. And for Viriyatika, they spend 16. It's double of each one, right? So you can see that with each Buddha have to spend a long time. So it's very difficult to find Buddha, right? Okay. Okay. So this is show that why it's very difficult to find what the Paramattha Buddha, right? So we go to the third one that difficult to find is we call Tulapa Kana Sampatti. It means be ready for with the kana. It is hard to find because usually we say kana. It means the how citta, cetasika, and rupa working. They working as a kana. So refer to the lakkhana tijatuka because in each one working with kana. For citta have 3 anukhana, which composed with upatha 1, titi 1, and pankha 1. For cetasika have 3 anukhana too, they upata 1, titi 1, and pankha 1. But for the rupa, they have 51 anukhana. They have upata 1, titi 49, and pankha 1. So it means this is hard to find the people to know about the khana, about khana of citta, khana of cetasika, and khana of rupa. That is, we call khana. We have to think about lakkana tijatuka. Lakkana, right? Lakkana, rasa, pajupatan, and padatan. So it's mean that to find a person who knows about the khana, that is difficult to find, right? This is the third one. And the fourth one is Paramata Satam. It's difficult to find a Satatam, right? It's hard to find. Because the Satatam has 10. 10 is composed with Pariyati 1, Patipati 8, and Pativeta 1. Pariyati 1 is referred to the 84,000 Dhammakantha. Patipati 8 is refer to the Sangha or Lokuttara 8. It's composed with Sotapati Mak 1, Sotapati Phala 1, Sakatha-kami Makha 1, Sakatha-kami Phala 1, Anakami Makha 1, Anakami Phala 1, Arahata Mak 1, and Arahata Phala 1. This is we call Patipati. Usually most people refer Patipati is like practice, but no. It's Patipati. It means you already become Sangha, become Lokuttara. And the last one is Pativeta, is referred to the Nibbana. So it's about the Paramata Satam is difficult to find, right? If though you don't find the Buddha, don't find the Buddha Puttavajana, Vitaka Puttavajana, so you cannot find the Paramata Satam, right? This is the four things that difficult to find. And the fifth thing is the Tulapa Sattha Sampati. It means it's difficult to find the one who have a sattha. In terms of sattha, usually most people refer to the belief, but no. Sattha is the first cetasika in Sopana cetasika, which is mean that when we say sattha, it means they can block papa and block akusala. Okay? Remember, when start with sattha, we have to go back to the sattha cetasika. It's the first one of Sopana cetasika, which come forth with 55, right? Sangamita. How many Sopana cetasika we have? Yeah. How many cetasika? Sopana cetasika.
25.
55, very good. So it's means Sopana cetasika start with sattha, right? It means if you would like to go to Sopana cetasika, you have to start with sattha, which means that you already block about papa or akusala. Okay, this is it's hard to find the person to have sattha, right? Not belief, but it means they already block about the papa. Okay, and the sixth is about it's difficult to find someone who has been ordained and has attained the noble conduct correctly according to the Dhamma Vinaya. So it means you can find that total people in the world about 8.2 billion on the date yesterday, right? We have 8.2 billion people. And how many for the claim as a Buddhist religion? It's about 500 million. And about 6.6% of the total people around the world. Rest more, right? 6.6%. And how many that knows about Bapacha? It's very smaller than that, right? Because you can see we have Bhikkhu or Bhikkhuni, especially not only just dressing as a Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, but have to be followed with the correct according to the Dhamma Vinaya. Okay. And the last one of the thing that difficult to find is about you can hear about the Paramasatham. Just like we study here, it's you have most people always say that the Dhamma that we explain that they never heard about this before, because it's difficult to find that the Paramasatham. Okay, so now we have a good chance to listen to the Paramasatham. Okay, this is all the 7 things that is difficult to find. Now we go back to our topic for today is about the kusala, akusala kammapatha and akusala chitta. Sankipita, do you still remember about the akusala chitta? How many akusala chitta we know? Yeah? You remember? Yeah. I would like to ask other, but I don't know that she might not answer me. Gori, right? Gori Mesh do you hear me? Gori. Oh, ปิดไมค์ซะแล้ว Oh, I go back to Sankmita again. Do you still remember about the akusala chitta?
Yeah. Akusala chitta 14, in Chetasika 54. And in Kamavachara chitta 54.
No. I mean, I asked you how many akusala chitta that we already study. We from Buddha teaching, how many akusala chitta?
Kamavachara chitta, Lobha, Dosa, Moha, then Akushala Vipaka chitta. That one,
Okay.
7.
Okay. So you refer to the ahetuka chit, right? 7.
Yeah. And in Chetasika 52, there are 14 Akushala.
Okay, very good. You explain more. I asked you about the akusala chitta, and you already said, right? We have 12 of them, right? Lobha, 8, right? Tosa, chitta, 2, right? And moha, chitta, 2. It's total, we have akusala chitta, 12, right? Okay. So in terms of akusala kammapatha, this is the path or way of doing papa that we call akusala kammapatha, which has composed with 10 ways. They're composed with kaya kamma 3, vaci kamma 4, mano kamma 3, which this akusala kammapatha is come from akusala chitta and akusala hetu 3. Work with the cetana cetasika, produce the kamma sharupa. Okay, in terms of kamma sharupa that we already produced but make from akusala, so it's become akusala kammapatha. Have you heard about the akusala kammapatha, Sankamita?
Yes. Yeah. Heard.
So we have kaya tutarita 3, right? This is from akusala. We call tutarit. It means when we have kaya kamma, but it's tutarit, right? Vaci kamma tutarit and mano kamma tutarit. It's become from the kaya thawan. It's become a kaya kamma. It is because it's related to kai, it's related to sila, tu sila. 3 of them, kaya tutarit, is composed with panatipata, atinna thana, kame sumichajara. This is three. Have you heard about, right? Panatipata, Atinatana, Kame Sumichachara. Have you ever heard about this?
Yes.
Where
Yes.
do you hear from?
Panatipata
Mhm.
is not to kill. Adinadana, not to steal. And Kamesamicha, not to do any mischievousness, adultery work.
Yeah.
And Avada,
That's
not to
the
steal.
reason from the 5 sila, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is, but usually we translate like that, right? Pana, don't kill animals, right? Atina, don't steal, right? Kame Sumisha, don't do the misconcept, right? So this is three of them, but in terms of when the Buddha teaching, this is become in the Kayakam. Kayakam is the Kaya Tucharit. It's not translated as the kill, but it's kill ourselves when we do the bad things, right? It's we get rid of our body to become a paya. Don't have the 28 rupas, right? So become animals, right? No legs, 2 legs, 4 legs, and multiple legs, right? This is the for kaya tucharit, right? And for the vati tucharit is appear from the vati twan, right? And become the vati kama tu sila, composed with musa vata, pisuna vata, parusa vata, and sampapalapa. This is the vati tucharit. This is from the akusala kamapata. Because it's kaya and vati, it is from the lupa, right? It's the will produce the Jakku Tavan, Sota Tavan, Kana Tavan, Shilha Tavan, and Kaya Tavan. That is create the Tavan. That is from Jakku Tavan, Sota Tavan, Kana Tavan, Shilha Tavan, Kaya Tavan. However, this is not Jakku outside, not Sota outside, and Kana outside, and Shilha outside, and Kaya outside. This is from the Kamma Sharupa. Okay? It's not translate, but this is what the Buddha teaching is related to Kamma Sharupa. Okay, it's Jakku Tavan, Sota Tavan, Kana Tavan, Shilha Tavan, and Kaya Tavan. This is related to Kai and Vati. Okay, and the last one of not Kai and Vati is become Mano Tucharit. It's appearing from Mano Tavan. This we call Mano Kamma, composed with Apisha, Payapata, and Mishatiti. This is become the Manotavan. This is all this from the Tuchari part. And this Tuchari part is, if produced by Akusala, it's become Akusala Kammapata. Okay, that is mean in Kammasharupa, our Kammasharupa that already produced is from Akusala Chitta. Okay. And when we divide what the cause that produce it, Akusala Kammapata 3, we call Panatipata, Parusavata, Payapata. 3 of these happen by Tosa Mulatita. It's based that come from Akusala Kammapata. It's produced by Tosa Mulatita 2 with Tosa Cetasika, which has the Tosa Hetu, cause to happen. To happen, this is caused by Tosa Hetu that produce this Akusala Kammapata, right? That is the cause, Tosa Hetu. Work with the Tosa Mulatita too. You understand, right? Tosa Hetu. Tosa Hetu. What is the Tosa Hetu? Do you still remember? Sangamita, what is the Tosa Hetu?
I know only 2. That those are 2, but Hetu, I'm not knowing about it, but those are 2 I know.
Yeah, Tosa Hetu is the Tosa Cetasika. I remember you already heard about the hetu, right? We have
Yeah,
six
hetu.
hetu. We have six hetu. We call kusala hetu and akusala hetu. Three of them is akusala hetu, right? We have tosa hetu, moha hetu, lopa hetu, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So is tosa hetu is come from tosa cetasika, which work with the tosa mula citta too. That is produced panatipata, karusavata, and payapata. This is akusala kammapata 3, which is this kaya, this is vaci, and this is mano. Okay, so these 3 parts is come from tosa. Okay, and akusala kammapata part pata 3 is come from lopa. These 3 of them composed with kame, subhichajara, apisha, and mishatiti. This is come from kaya 1 and mano 2. This is come from lopa mula citta 8 and lopa cetasika, which is the lopa hetu that cause happen, right? When lopa is from lopa hetu, tosa is tosa hetu, work with the akusala citta. When tosa hetu work with the tosa mula citta, and lopa hetu work with the lopa mula citta 8. Still remember, right? So this is become akusala kammapata 3, composed with kame, subhichajara, apisha, and mishatiti. Okay, this is come from lopa hetu. And the last one is akusala kammapata 4. This one mixed between lopa and tosa, which is composed with atinatana, musawata, isunapata, and sampapalata. This is composed with atina is kaya, right? And musa, pisunawata, sampapalata. This is from vaci. So it's composed with 1 kaya and 3 vaci, tutorit, right? This is come from lopa mula citta 8, with work with the lopa cetasika as the lopa hetu, plus tosa mula citta 2 with tosa cetasika as the tosa hetu. So this one have mixed between tosa and lopa. And this bana, pisunawata, and payapata, this is only for the tosa. Okay. And this one is from the lopa, from the lopa hetu. Okay, so we got the akusala kammapata from the akusala citta, mainly lopa and tosa, to produce the pata, to pata, to akusala kammapata. No, sorry, we pronounced the wrong one. Akusala kammapata. This is from the lupa that already come from the kammacharupa. Okay. And mostly moha is cover all that make us don't know anything. So we don't know that this is from lopa, this is from tosa. Okay. So we know about the akusala kammapata and how we get the kusala kammapata. We do bad thing from the akusala kammapata, right? Because it's come from akusala citta and akusala hetu. And if we would like to have the kusala kammapata, this is the part or way of doing punya that we call kusala kammapata, which have 10 ways too. But it's come from maha kusala citta 8 and kusala hetu 3. However, this cannot happen by themselves. Everything that we think we do from akusala. But if we would like to get the kusala, we have to kusala kammapata. He has come from punya kriya vatu 10, which create them from kusala kammapata 10 to become kusala. If we would like to have kusala, we have to do pass by punya kriya vatu 10. Okay. Do you know about บุญญกริยาวัตถุ right สังคมิตา
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So 10 compose what is the บุญญกริยาวัตถุ 10? Do you remember about?
Yeah. Punya kriya, that is Dhammadesna, the hearing of Dhammadesna, sharing Sikhaya, and that I randomly I'm remembering, and
Can
yeah,
you read
Dana
this one?
Sila,
Can you read
yeah,
this one? Yeah.
yes, yes. Dana Sila Bhavana Apayajana Vayavachana Patidana Patanumodana Dhammasavana Dhammadesna and Dituch Kama.
Okay. This is the words that we in the Sutanta, right? Is Thana, Sila, Pavana, Apatiyana, Vajavaja, Patitan, Patanumotana, Dhammasavana, Dhammatesana, and Titushukam. This is that usually we know about what is translated like a Thana, that's giving or donation. Sila, about the body and verbal liberation. Pavana, about the mind development. Apajana is about respect. Vajavaja, give hand to help others. Patitan, dedicate merit to the deceased. Patanumotana, offering congratulation, or Dhammasavana, listen to the Dhamma. Dhammatesana, talking Dhamma, and Titushukam, in knowing the right Dhamma. This is a translation. But when we already Sikhaya, we go to from Kamma. It is Bunya Kriya Vatu. It mean Bunya is mean about the Maha Kusala Chitta 8, right? Kriya is about related about the Kriya that Buddha teaching about Maha Kriya, right? And Vatu, about Vatu 6 that is come from Jakku Sota Kana Shivha Kaya and Hataya. This is Vatu. So we call that, usually we say Bunya Kriya Vatu 10, right? When we become Bunya Kriya Vatu about the Kamma, it's become 11. Is because Thana is not give. Doesn't mean not give. It does mean, it's mean Manokamma. Okay, it's mean Monogam. Remember, Thana is about the Manokamma. Sila about the Kaya Kamma and Vaji Kamma. Pavana, Apachayana, Vayavaja, Patitan, Patanumotana, Dhammasavana, Dhammatesana, and Titushkam. These all Manokamma too. So it means total of Kamma is about Mano 9 and Kaya 1 and Vaji 1. It's become Bunya Kriya Vatu 11. Okay, remember this is from Kamma, right? Manokam and Kaya Kam and Vaji Kam. This you have to remember. Sila relate with Kaya Kamma and Vaji Kamma. For others, 9 is Manokamma. Okay. Remember, Sanghamita? And
Yes, yes, ma'am. Remember.
okay. Then when we say about the Bunya Kriya, Bunya ni refer to Maha Kusala Chitta 8. You still remember, right? Maha Kusala me Sampayut and Vipayut.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Kiriya.
Yeah. This is Maha Kusala for first when Bunya. But when Kriya refer to the Maha Kriya, right? Maha Kriya 8 and Ahetuka Kriya 3, right? When we talk about Kriya. And about Vatu, right? Vatu, we talk about 6 of them. Whenever talk about Vatu, we have to think about Vatu 6, which composed with Jakku, Sota, Kana, Shivha, Kaya, and Hataya. Vatu. Okay? Jakku Vatu come from that place for the Jakku Vinyan Nathatu. Thatu that have 2 Chitta, right? Jakku have 2 Chitta, right? Jakku Akuson Vipaka and Jakku Ahetuka Kuson Vipaka. Sota Vatu have Sota Vinyana Thatu 1, but composed with 2 Chitta. โสตวิญญาณอกุศลวิปากะ and โสตวิญญาณอเหตุกะกุศลวิปากะ Kana Vatu is the place that give to the Kana Vinyana Dhatu, which composes two citta. Kana Akusala Vipaka and Kana Ahetuka Kusala Vipaka. Shilha Vatu is the place for Shilha Vinyana Dhatu, one which composed with two citta. Is Shilha Vinyan Akusala Vipaka and Shilha Vinyan Ahetuka Kusala Vipaka. Kaya Vatu, this is place for the Kaya Vinyana Dhatu, which composes two citta, with Kaya Vinyan Akusala Vipaka and Kaya Vinyan Ahetuka Kusala Vipaka. But from the Hataya Vatu, this is the last one, this is the place for the 107 citta, which except Tavi Pancha Vinyan, which means Chakku Sota Kana Shilha Kaya, that have 10 citta. We call Tavi Pancha Vinyan. And also it has a Rupa Vipaka Citta 4, which don't have Rupa, right? Arupa is mean not have Rupa. So it means in Hataya have Citta 107 citta. This is you have to remember. Okay, Sanghamita. Hataya Vatu have 107 citta.
One.
Okay, Jakku, as we already said about that, right? So, Titu, Jakku, Vatu, Sota Vatu, Kana Vatu, Shilha Vatu, Kaya Vatu, and this already have two citta, Akusala Vipaka and Ahetuka Kusala Vipaka, right? But when we talk about Jakku, Sota, Kana, Shilha, Kaya, it's because it's Vipaka. It cannot make bunya and papa. Let's go back to the kammapatha. Okay. When you do the papa, it's because of kammapatha. Akusala kammapatha. Not jakku, sota, kana, shilha, kaya. Okay. Remember, when we cannot use jakku, sota, kana, shilha, kaya to do bunya or papa. But we do bunya papa because kamma patha, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah. So remember Hataya Vatu have 107 citta. And
Yes.
especially in Hataya Vatu, we have Sota Patimak here. That is very important that you have to remember, right? This one for the Hataya Vatu, which composed with 107 citta. This is outside is 37 citta in outside. But inside of Hataya Vatu is about the 7 citta inside. And you have to remember as a sequence of the how the citta sequentially, right? Tosa outside. That's why every time that we do everything, we start with Tosa Citta too. Okay, that is like a gate for us. Everything that's why it's make us cannot go to the last one is Sota Patimakha Citta 5, right? This is the first, and this is the last one of the outside. Outside is Sota Patimakha Citta 5. But it starts with Tosa Citta 2. That's why everything that we do in everyday life, we start with the Tosa, okay? And inside of Hataya Vatu is have 7 citta. The last one is Mano Tawala Vachana Citta 1. If we cannot pass Tosa, it's go inside and pass to Mano Tawala Vachana Citta and go to produce the new Rupa for the future. Okay, that's why it's very important about the Hataya Vatu. Okay, remember? Rangbita.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You
And I
have
got it.
yeah. Do you have any question?
107 Hataya Citta.
Yeah.
107 Again, yeah, I understood. I just was
And
confused.
remember, the thing that cannot do papa and bunya is about jakku, sota, kana, shilha, kaya cannot cause bunya and papa. Okay, as we
Yes.
say, we use eyes to see. It doesn't have any bunya and papa, but it's from inside that make it from kamapatha, right? And we have to seek kaya what the Buddha teaching. So lead us to the Hataya Wattu, which have the 107 citta, that we can lead to the Sota Patimak. As we say outside, right? Start with Tosa and end of 37 citta is Sota Patimak. So, and we already said about the Kammapatha, right? We do papa or bunya from Kammapatha. That's have two of them, right? Akusala Kammapatha and Kusala Kammapatha. But for Akusala Kammapatha, we already did by ourselves, right? It's Akusala because it's come from, produced by Akusala Citta, right? But if we would like to get the Kusala Kammapatha, we have to do Bunya Kriya Vattu 10. Okay, this is the from today that I hope that you understand that we cannot use Jakku, Sota, Kana, Shilha, Kaya, do Papa or Bunya. We have to do from Kusala or Akusala Kammapatha, which when we would like to get the Kusala Kammapatha to happen, we have to do the Bunya Kriya Vattu to control Akusala to become Kusala Kammapatha. Okay, I will show you this one. What happened? Okay, this one is Let me see. When we say about the Kusala Kammapatha, we have to remember that this have to pass from the Bunya Iriya Vattu 10. Okay, this one. This one. Okay, this one. Because it's when you would like to get Kusala Kammapatha, we have to control by Virati 3, which become Kaya Sucharit 3. We call Susila, right? 3 composed with Panatipata Verami, Atinatana Verami, and Kame Sumichachara Veramani. It means they already controlled by Virati 3 to become about the Kusala Kammapatha, right? And for Vati Sucharit, we control by Virati 2. We call Musawata Veramani, Pisunawata Veramani, Parusawata Veramani, and Sampaparapa Veramani. And also in Mano Sucharit, we change from Anapisha to Apisha to Anapisha, Apayapata, and become Sammatiti. This is a keyword because Sammatiti is the words that means that we go to the Lokutara, right? So this is the pathway of from the Sucharit, Kusala Kammapatha. So if you would like to get the Kusala, you have to do Bunya Kriya Vattu 10 to working, control Akusala Kammapatha to become Kusala Kammapatha. So you can do Bunya to go to Lokutara. Okay. Okay. I hope that is the time's up for our class. If there any question for other person too, is there any question?
No,
No.
ma'am.
Understand?
Yeah, I will go through again.
Yeah,
I
okay.
will watch YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is very important part that we can show you about the Hataya Vatu, right? So this can bring us to the Lokutala Sota Patimaka Citta 5 about the Hataya Vatu, right? So we have to Sikaya more to really understand about this. But at least you have to know Kusala Kambata and Akusala Kambata and also Bunya Kriya Vatu 10, okay? Okay, if you don't have any questions, so we're gonna end class for today. Thank you for attending. มีคำถามอะไรไหมคะคนอื่นจะเสริมอะไรไหมคะ
สาธุสาธุสาธุสาธุนะโม
สา
ติ
ธุค่ะ
สาธุครับ
สาธุค่ะ
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Navoti Panidi Dhanda
สา
Anumodana.
ธุ So before end of class I always forgot so we have go to respect to อาจารย์ okay วีสติอริยมรรควีสติสามัญญาภละเอกานิพพานาคิปปาพิญญาโดยเฉพาะในประวัติการนี้เถิด I have to thanks อาจารย์ because อาจารย์ always taught us about this okay see you next time